Elena for Street Fighter 6. Controversy, as well as very anticipated, depending on who you talk to. If I'm correct, it's Roofamonger amongst like anybody that I've been watching FGC wise. That man go hard for Elena. Yeah. So
I like this new design.
The new design is actually very interesting. You get to see more of the capoeira. The stage is off the chain. I actually want to hear the theme music or the stage music just by itself. I haven't looked to see if that's...
They'll release it. They'll eventually release it as a
theme. There is a little situation about this because she is going to be coming out in June 5th. Most likely, CEO is going to ban her.
Yeah, they have to.
And people were like, why would they ban her? Because they did the same thing.
No. There's not no why.
But people say, why are you going to ban? I said, it's the same reason why they banned Bison. Because Bison
came out a week later.
He's a week later. And
there is when Akuma came out, they actually gave people like, hey, you can come 2 or 3 days beforehand and learn how to play. And if you want to give your money away, you can play him in the tournament. And they made him legitimate, but Akuma's a shoto at the end of the day. You could just use, gaming knowledge for that. But Elena, there's too much. She's a completely new character, and there's not enough time for anybody to try to get super good and learn every matchup.
Yeah.
So Evo, you'll see her in Evo, 100%.
Yeah, Evo, but not CEO.
But not CEO.
Yeah. Now the only controversial part that people are talking about that nobody knows is I think they said that the healing is on a level 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can like hold a button down or whatever else to change it from her ending animation to a heal.
Yep.
So that means it's during a CGI, like a cutscene.
Yep.
But my biggest thing is that means that the knockback has to be far enough. And how long is her healing time?
I mean, you can't punish it.
Oh, it's just not punishable?
This is a flat amount of healing, and it's unpunishable. So if you land the hit and do level 2, and you choose to do healing, you get a set amount of healing.
Do we know how much?
We don't know how much.
We don't know how much yet.
It can't be that much, because it's guaranteed heal.
They haven't shown like gameplay footage, like when they do a breakdown.
So I'm going to guess 10% of max health.
It's gonna be more than that.
I think it's gonna be 25.
I give it 25 is too much. I think 20%.
I would say 25.
20 or 15%.
So the part that hurts in this is because
I've
seen this so much. So it has to. And the reason why I'm saying 10 to 15% is because it's going to be so toxic that people are literally only going to be playing to have either a level 3 to get a heal burst and only have to get up to that level 2 one more time, or they're going to do the level 2 and try to do as much neutral as they can just to edge out, get that hit confirmed in the super and heal. So that's the only 2 ways you got to play if you got that.
If she builds meter fast, it's going to be broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
If she builds meter fast,
I agree with that. If she builds meter fast, I guarantee the next patch they're gonna nerf her.
I went back and watched Street Fighter 4, I watched Gamer B play Elena, and the reason why that was broken was because it's tied to Ultra. So the Gamer B can sit there and focus fireballs, take hits, damage, and it'll build up automatically by itself.
And all he has to do is do a few love taps here and there, knock away, super. And the fact that she has two moves that knocks you away. Her spin kick, which was like a Rekka, the heavy one, if I'm correct, knocks you away. You could do super into that, or the DP.
Yeah, in theory, building level 2 in Street Fighter 6 should be slower. Should be. And you have to land a hit to get the level 2. So in theory, it shouldn't be as strong. It shouldn't be as broken.
Most likely, like I said, I think her build's gonna be slow to. They're mostly gonna go slow for the level 2, to build up.
It depends on her hit confirms.
But the thing about it is the level 2 build has to be universal. It can't just be for her, because then people are gonna complain about that. Everybody is streamlined already. Meter build has never been a problem for any character.
It's the same. The problem is how long are her combos? Depends her hit confirms.
Well, it just depends on her Rekka, because the thing about it is they Street Fighter 4 gave you the ability to FADC special moves, not Street Fighter 6. So it just depends on if there's a EX move that makes her plus, and that's really what
She has EX moves that could launch, and she could do a combo off of the EX. So she actually.
It just depends on if the move is a hit or, it depends on the animation of the super. Because is it something that is going to whiff in the air, or is it something that has to hit on the ground?
I think it has. I think it's like a single hit and it goes into the animation. So that means it's going to be combo. I think you combo to anything.
I can't lie. Just so that people don't get upset, I would have tied the heal to the critical art and make it to where
critical art's a bit much.
No. The reason why is because first of all, it's 3 meters built. You don't have to worry about.
But when you say critical art, are you saying that you have to be low health, or you're?
Yeah, like make it like one of those objective based ones. Like you have to be within the 20% of dying, like the full meter or whatever else. And maybe on that one, since it's a level 3, you could say 20%. But
that might be toxic too. It's like you're about to die, and then you land your critical art, and it's like, boom, 20% health back.
Yeah, but it's but it's one of those things of hold the button down for heal, or you do an attack. Like one of the two, because remember they have 2 different forms of the CA anyway. You have the non-critical version at health, and then you have the one when your health is at critical.
I kind of like it. It's on level 2, but I think the gameplay is going to be just build to level 2. You just spam level 2.
Which that means people are going to be trolling in a fight.
We'll see.
Neutral, poke, combo, level 2, get my health back. Okay, let me rush you down, try to build as much meter as I can or whatever else. I still got a level 1, keep going. Oh, I'm taking some hits, won't matter because I know my whole plan is I might heal anyway. 2 heals within a match.
I'll say, other than the healing, I'll do like the command dash she has, where she like rolls. If she could do like a plus button to her command dash and like do some other stuff, similar to what you call it? Aki has that, like with her slither.
Yeah.
They do heavy kick slither into light punch. If Elena has something like that, it'd be pretty cool.
You know what? The person I want to see his desk and how optimal he is with it.
Yeah.
Because if the combos are long,
you're in trouble. We're in trouble. Yeah. If she can combo like with the command dash like Aki can.
Because what I'm specifically looking at is if she still has Rekkas, or is it that you can change up the Rekkas within the different like light, medium, and heavy kick, or is it going to be?
I think she still does have Rekka.
Yeah, but is it one of those things like light Rekka is low, medium Rekka is mid, and heavy is like up or like high or whatever else? And can you mix and match them or whatever else, like light, medium, heavy, light, heavy, medium, stuff like that? Because if they give her that, then even if the level 2 is a spin kick and the hits low, that means the hitbox is going to make it to where she can hit it at any range. And then all of a sudden it's like, corner combo into toxicity into heal. But that's me brainstorming about combos.
If she has super long combos, she might be a problem.
But
because she'll build meter like crazy.
Yeah, but how hyped are we to see Elena come back?
I'm pretty hyped. I think she's pretty cool.
Okay, so on a scale of, let's make it 10 because 5 is too simple. 10.
I'm at like a 8.
I'm at an 8.
I'm like you. Like when I see the combos, like if she has like sick combos and like cool mix-ups, I'm gonna be like a 10.
Well,
I would say 9 because she was one of my mains in Street Fighter 3.
Oh, you were the toxic one. Okay.
Well, Street Fighter 3, she's fair in
Street Fighter 3,
she's fair in 3.
She's fair in 3.
Okay, so technically the next 2 topics are somewhat controversial, but really this next one is more controversial than anything else. So do we want to go with the short one first in toxicity?
Sure.
Yeah, but
all right. So the short one is GTA 6 is confirmed for May 26th of 2026. So that means that it got pushed back. And let me see if I can read this real quick for y'all.
It's basically
we are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding the new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. From Rockstar. And I'm guessing when you sent me this was from X? Mm-hmm. So, like we spoke before, I really don't play Grand Theft Auto. I got my personal reasons. The main one is I don't like playing games where I'm a criminal or could be one. I don't have no interest in beating up men, cops, strippers, old ladies or whatever else trying to become a kingpin, drug lord, or whatever else. Is there freedom in it? Yes. Is it somewhat of a simulator? It's the closest thing you can get to a Sims outside of a mod like GTA RP, because GTA RP is literally a Sims game, just a better version of Sims. But honestly, I was just never into those games. I tried it in the beginning because I was curious, and then realized this wasn't for me. So,
well, before let me defend GTA RP, like why I watch it. Because like there's times where you can do like cops and robbers. That's like the main thing I like.
Again, the whole point of the term GTRP is role playing.
Yeah.
If you think about what The Sims is, all The Sims is simulating life in a just accelerated rate.
Honestly, but you're role playing like cops and robbers, and like it's a little bit more action oriented.
GTRP, you could do anything.
I know you can do anything. I'm saying why I was interested in like the cops and robbers stuff. And you see like people trying to pull off heists. And like the cops trying to...
I get that, but again, that's a mod. When we're just talking about
GTA by itself,
all you're doing is you're doing illegal stuff to become the richest or the best or whatever else, unlimited money. Because I remember people were playing in PS3, PS4. I'm in their game chat, and they're just like, yeah, I got to do this heist a little bit, try to make my money so I can buy this car, so I can get this building. I'm a kingpin for this and all this.
I mean, there is a story though. You do follow a story.
I know, and the graphics is going to be great. It's set in Florida again. Like that. At the end of the day, I just want to see how well the graphics is, because Ubisoft claimed that they was making the first quadruple A game, which was complete garbage as far as I'm concerned. Now you have a game.
Was Ubisoft calling Assassin's Creed quadruple A?
They were trying to make. They were trying to say Shadows was going to be their first quadruple A game.
That's funny that they were saying Assassin's Creed was the quadruple A game.
No, the one they were making was going to be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadow or whatever. They're saying that. Holy shit, that's a stretch. That's funny.
But with the hype around GTA 6, I remember seeing old game footage, and the graphics was already
realistic as fuck.
Yeah, the only thing that competes with them is Square Enix when it comes down to CGI. But
I would say let's just wait to see what happens, because remember what happened with Elden Ring when originally it was supposed to come out in 2021, and they was like, nah, it's not ready yet. We apologize, this and that, and then 2022 it destroyed.
But see,
everybody. But you want
to know the funny thing? I know why people like GTA 6. I don't care. Elden Ring's a Souls game. Hack and slash, magic, monsters. I will buy that 1,000 times over before I even touch an old GTA. It could be $2. I'm not touching GTA.
I mean, I'm saying, like, if GTA, unless the only way I buy GTA 6 is like game of the year, like everyone's talking about how amazing.
I wouldn't, because who I'm going to play with. I don't care for the premise of the game.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's the part that kills it, is I don't like the premise of the game, so I won't play it.
But at the same time, when it comes out next year, people are having people are getting afraid, because now they're saying games are going to be like $70, $80, $90.
I guarantee you, with the way that game already looked, it was worth full price. Now, because, and this is why I said it was going to segue into the next toxic thing. Nintendo opened up a floodgate that they should have never did for being greedy bastards, and this will be the first $100 game.
You think so?
If it's not 100, it is going to be at least 90.
Or it's going to be $80 with microtransactions.
I think it's going to be $80.
It's going to be 80 with microtransactions.
It's $80 to $100. I think.
Did GTA 5? Oh, GTA 5 had online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be microtransactions.
It's going to have microtransactions.
It's going to be microtransactions. And instead of people having to earn the money, they're going to make it. They're going to make it like a gacha game.
Yep.
It's going to be a freemium type of thing.
That's what I get the feeling. But speaking of that topic, you saw what happened with the Nintendo Direct when they're being greedy. But before we get to the other game company that we're going to talk about, have you seen what I told Soul about it? Have you seen what Sony did?
Is that what?
Not the PS5 Pro, not that. Even though they technically did it first, but have you seen what else they did? I'll tell you, and I'll tell you guys watching. Do you know the game? And I know this is gonna make GN and Vision mad. The Last of Us.
Yep. Oh, they're remaking.
I heard something about it, but of course, as soon as I seen it, I clicked off.
They are re-releasing it, 1 and 2, in a steel book, kind of like a remake, and for technically we're in 4, but we'll say tax included, for $115.
Guys, give me a second. You said you said that they're re-releasing it
for the PS5.
I mean, it's definitely a profit. They'll definitely make a profit off of it.
No, not Prime. The Last of Us PS5.
No. I'm looking up the price.
Are you looking at like the original?
No, that's the original. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm looking it up because Last of Us is so old that game's price, U.S.
It's
price,
still expensive as hell, though.
It shouldn't be, and that's the problem.
Look it up on Steam.
Well, I can only look up Steam DVM, but I don't have.
Oh, you don't have Steam on this computer.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's still $59.
Still $59.
So which makes.
Wait, are you sure? Oh, I see some of this is lowest estimate, $29.
Probably used.
This is Steam.
No, this is based off of every country and what the price is going for.
I think there is probably some Steam sale where it's $29 or something.
Last of Us. Because let's be totally honest. Last of Us.
You can go to Steam.com. You'd have to log in though. But yeah, Sony loves to just cling on to Last of Us. They re-released that shit a million times. They use it for demos.
Okay, so guys, PS4 Last of Us on eBay. Well, eBay shouldn't count. It's $23.25. Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 used on eBay is $71. Unfortunately, those are all. Somebody didn't like this game. The $11 for Last of Us Remastered for PS4, pre-owned, $20. Walmart Last of Us PS4, $18.88. So we got a Walmart here. Do I have any other company outside of eBay?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because they're all over the place. But you know what? A good benchmark for Last of Us would be Walmart. We're just going to round it up to $20. Mm-hmm. And this is the PS4 version. Mm-hmm. Now, if we go Last of Us...
so this is going to be a third re-release of it, right?
I believe so. Third or fourth, whatever.
I think it's the fourth because it started at PS4, then it went for... They completely disregarded 1, and when 2 came out, then they remastered it on for 5. No, they remastered it for 4.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. Last of Us was on PS3.
Yes, PS3.
It was on PS3?
Yeah,
the original was on PS3.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Then Last of Us came out for PS4, and then they remastered it for PS4. Then they did it again for PS5. Then it came out on Steam.
Yep.
Crazy.
And this is the first time we're hearing about Part 1 being brought back. Because everything was Last of Us Part 2.
I cannot believe Last of Us came out on PS3.
I can.
What it looked like back then.
Because it came out in 2013, so yeah, it was PS3.
That's nuts.
And now they say they're doing a steel book. I think that's it right there. No, that's not it. That's not it.
No. But look at that. eBay Last of Us Part 2 Collector's Edition is $370.
No, but like, there was one that says a steel book for $115. I'm like, hell to the no. But that's
okay. So look at this. So Walmart Last of Us Part 2, $60.99
for PS4.
For PS4. So PS4 Last of Us Part 1, $18.88 or just $20. Last of Us Part 2, $61. Those two games together literally comes up to $79 and change. So $80 between the two games. Now, PS5, we got Last of Us Part 1 for $49. And then Last of Us Part 2, I don't know why that says $80. Oh, maybe because it's the inflated price already. But Part 1 and Part 2 on PS5 come up to, well, just say 50 and 80. That's 130 minus 2, $128. Which that don't make no sense because it's a old game. At the end of the day, it's a old game.
It's already been remastered a million times.
Yeah.
So
and it's been so-called remake for the PS5.
James, can you put up a video of Last of Us PS3 compared to Last of Us PS5?
Oh,
there's a video I just saw. I just looked up.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I was surprised. PS3 actually it looked decent. I guess PS3 is a little bit blurrier, but I'm surprised how.
I mean, rightfully so. Back then, 720p was the ish, but it was also widescreen, so bars, top and bottom. And guys, so for y'all that isn't really understanding of technology, a little bit, widescreen reduced the screen, but you've seen more. So the screen was actually tiny. It's like they shrinked so that they can give you more of like the background and everything else. You've seen all the extra stuff on the side. But I mean, just from looking at this alone, it's kind of like what we seen with your Expedition 33 versus when I showed you the one that went massive.
The PS3 actually isn't that bad. I mean, they were probably pushing the limits on PS3. They had to be. Like, they must have been pushing the PS3 for Last of Us.
I can't lie, I'm liking the color more. Well, maybe it's because that monitor or whatever else. I think the cool tint is actually a little bit better than this warm tint. And then it says PlayStation 5 Fidelity Mode.
What does that mean?
Graphical fidelity.
Is this like the highest level?
Probably, because that's what Fidelity normally deals with.
Yeah. I've never heard of Fidelity Mode. Man, PS3 looks good. It's kind of a shame because the graphics aren't that much better.
Actually, I agree when they said 2009 is when graphics peak. What the heck? So, okay, here's a confusing one. She looks young in this. She looks dirt old in that.
That's a DI thing. They made her look a little uglier.
Yeah.
They just want. I mean, it's more realistic. She's uglier.
No.
A little more detail in the bottle. I'm not gonna lie. PS3 is kind of impressive. I'm surprised.
Now, I will say this though, because I'm looking past the characters. PS5 got it on the Windows.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, again, they changed it but I mean.
And they're re-releasing this game on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's already been released on PS5.
On PS, yeah.
No. The Last of Us Part 2 has been released a crap ton times over.
Yeah,
but they finally released it. Yeah, but the PS4 version was not really talked about. every single time Power Trip came to me, it's just like, yo, Last of Us Part 2 is coming back. Why? Last of Us Part 2 is getting a remaster. For what? Last of Us Part 2 is coming on PS5. Why? The conversation they're having fits more with a younger girl talking about this than an older one.
Yeah.
Even though this is kind of like dystopian a little bit, it kind of bothers me. It's just like, yeah, I got jumped or beat up. They got a few good licks in, but one looked like they're like a teenager that's probably smart at the mouth or a young girl. The other one looks like a grandma. Like,
yeah.
It is an apocalyptic world.
Get us first.
But should we get on to what?
Yeah, I just want to. Let's go a little bit further in the graphics.
Want to see the gameplay or something like that? Or?
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready now.
I'm just.
Okay, gameplay.
Yeah, you can see that the background is definitely more detailed than PS5.
And rightfully so. I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, 2 generations, it's not that big a difference. It's not as big a difference as I thought it would be.
A lot of ammo.
Make your shots count.
The shadow's a little, a little rough.
And again, cheating because it's on fidelity mode.
So why now?
We've been quiet. They're planning on leaving the city, but they need a scapegoat. Them trying to rile us up.
I mean, they changed the scenery.
Yeah.
We're trying to defend ourselves.
It's not bad. It's just kind of funny that.
Sometimes.
So this was never released. Was that never released? The PS5 version of Last of Us.
No. The PS. Last of Us
Part 1.
I'm not sure because everything. When he first told me about it, the announcement was always Last of Us Part 2. As far as I'm concerned, Last of Us Part 1 was a silent coming.
Yeah. Last of Us Part 1. They said, "Oh, we're gonna." Remember when it said it's been remade from the ground up, which is not for the PS5, which is I'm just like that makes no sense.
It looks like they just took the first game and sharpened it up.
that's basically all they did.
PS4, a little sharper.
Ambient oscillation.
I mean, I see the
Fidelity mode. It honestly, it just feels like it went to cool. Performance mode.
I don't see no difference between the two.
I mean,
I don't.
There is honestly no difference in performance mode to fidelity mode.
There's no difference.
And obviously you could tell PS3 to PS4 that was just a port over.
Yeah.
And then they started retexturing things because you could see that part right there is much different.
Yeah, they definitely PS3 to PS4 is definitely like just a port and they sharpen a little bit. And in PS5 they actually started retexturing.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Because I didn't own a PS3, so I didn't realize PS3 was this good.
Well, all we played was fighting games on it.
Yeah, back then, all we played were fighting games.
Yeah, for fidelity and performance, there's no really much.
No, it says lighting. The performance mode on this was lighting.
I can barely tell the
I'm
difference.
prepared to tell the difference between fidelity and performance.
Oh, I'm glad I chose this one. Okay. So, just to give y'all guys a little information since we're talking about this anyway. Last of Us Part 1. PS3 resolution is 720. PS4 resolution was 1080p. PS5 native fidelity mode 2160p. Performance mode 144p. So technically performance mode, which is meant more so for gameplay, the pixels go down. But the FPS is at 60, whereas PS3 30 frames with drops, PS4 60 frames with drops.
I'd say that's not acceptable.
But unfortunately, PS4 was more like 30 to 20 frames, depending on the game. So I don't even trust that.
They say here 60 frames with drop, but
yeah,
60 frame with drop isn't that bad.
But
30
PlayStation 5 native fidelity mode. 30 frames.
That's unplayable. I mean, that's
because they're focusing purely on graphics.
Yeah, that's not playable, really. Honestly.
No ray tracing on any of them, which kinda is an issue because that was one of the biggest things for PlayStation 5. They show 120 hertz, For the PS5, it said yes, 30 to 40 frames per second with drops though, and performance full 60. It's saying the 120 hertz compatible display required. Wow. And then 120 hertz plus VRR.
I mean, 1440p is all you need, honestly. You don't need to.
And that's if you're playing on a computer or a monitor. Most people that have consoles is not buying a monitor.
Yeah.
They got TVs. So, and I was talking to you about this before. PlayStation 4, their biggest thing was the HDR or HDR10.
Yeah.
The only TVs that had that were Sony Bravias at the time, which were expensive. Now we have HDR everything. But you know what? That's enough of that one. You made the point of them trying to scout their fans for a game that is 1,000% not worth it anymore.
But what people say when Nintendo, they say being greedy and says Sony, but now Xbox has joined the bandwagon.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Xbox Series S has been out for basically 5 years. There's not that many exclusives on it compared to their rivals in Nintendo and Sony.
We got Halo and
Gears of War.
Yeah.
Forza.
And
So
and Joe keep complaining that saying that Nintendo's the weaker console than the Jabanas. He was like, it's the weaker console. He's a
compared to Xbox?
Compared to Xbox.
That's crazy.
And then I said, but that's not the point. I said the point is Nintendo and Sony have more games than the Xbox Series X, more exclusives. And now they have the audacity.
So this is the bigger issue. Because Phil Spencer already made his claim to, we're trying to make games universally for everybody. They promoted the Xbox Game Pass so much to where your console is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Their console is literally irrelevant. So to have a price hike on a console when you are also Microsoft, once we speak your name, the thing people think about first is PCs. So why screw yourself to where you're going to have nothing but a bunch of hardware in warehouses when people can just buy a PC for cheaper?
Yeah.
Or when I was talking to Soul, you can build a PC probably better. For instance, Xbox Series X now $599 and games are $79.99.
Yep.
So if we're going to, let's go for the most expensive one, which is going to be the Xbox Series X at $600 when it was actually $500. These prices, and by the way, this is literally active as far as May 1st of this year.
You know what's crazy? How long has this been out though? Like how long has it been out?
Exactly.
It's almost 5 years.
Are we supposed to be moving on to the next series pretty soon?
It's almost 5 years.
And they claim that they are making another one.
Yeah.
But Phil Spencer said that they were moving away from consoles and everything was going to be cloud gaming. Because they've been promoting the Xbox Live. So my biggest thing is $600.
I will say that cloud gaming is the smart choice for Microsoft. I will say that.
It is.
It is.
So why are you worried about hiking you would make more money keeping your prices or dropping it so you have enough money to buy the resources or necessary materials for the next stuff. If somebody is buying an Xbox in this day and age, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it out. So, guys, I want you to look at it this way. If you get yourself you know what, we'll say a 1 terabyte SSD for your computer C drive, a 2 terabyte SSD for your gaming, you get yourself 32 gigs of RAM. It could be 2 sticks, whatever you want, and you get yourself a decent CPU and GPU. You're probably going to and the power supply. you're probably going to hit maybe like 750, maybe 800 at the max.
It depends how far you want to go.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is a game console that is outdated that they're trying to spend $600 on, you can literally put another $150, maybe $200 towards it and future-proof yourself with the PC. The fact that Xbox Live exists, and even if you don't care about Xbox, if you go Steam, literally all the games are at your disposal, and Steam always has sales. You will never have to worry about, oh, $80 game, put it in your wish list. They make sales all the time.
Yeah.
So and you don't even have to buy a controller. You can always do keyboard and mouse or get used to it.
And you can technically still just play any Xbox game you want.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's Microsoft. Yeah. So you do yourself a disservice being greedy.
I think Microsoft, they shouldn't have bothered the price hike at all, and they shouldn't even bother the new console. They should have just focused on Xbox Live, the Game Pass, and cloud gaming.
Yep. Now
they should have focused on that.
Now we don't know anything about Sony just yet because I haven't heard an announcement. I was looking it up. I said, you know what? I'll wait for people to react to it so I can actually get some information. Nintendo caused the rip the Band-Aid, as you said.
Yeah. Microsoft
made one of the dumbest business decisions. Nintendo made the first dumb business decision, but Microsoft is following suit.
We don't like it, but it's not a dumb decision.
It's not dumb, but
we don't like it.
It is a dumb decision.
It's not dumb.
It's not,
they sold out. They sold out.
No. Oh, of course they sold out because I spoke about this before. People that are fans of Nintendo, especially our generation, because we grew up with it, Nintendo does not care about you. They literally are going for a generational money squeeze. Because I said this yesterday talking to some friends. Mario to Nintendo is Mickey to Disney. It doesn't matter how many different art styles you make the character, that character doesn't age. We will be dead, our bones will be turned to dust by the time those two characters ever age or they end up making a new main character.
They won't ever.
Exactly. So
same with
the way it's supposed to be is when we were younger.
Technically, Link ages, man.
No,
they have adult Link, but that's it.
They have adult Link, but they have young Link, and they keep refreshing.
They
keep going back and forth. Link is not the main character of Nintendo. It's true. Mario.
That's true.
So when we were younger, if you played Nintendo, you played all the games, you became a fan, you got hooked.
Yeah.
Because I call y'all Nintendoists all the time, the people that like Nintendo. Then, once you get past or get into your teenage years, hey, this console isn't for you. Go to the big boy consoles. Ours are meant to be cheap, slightly graphic experience with some fun, family-friendly games. Go get a girlfriend, go get a job, go make some babies, so now you can start buying the games for your
babies.
For your babies. And you do that for the next X amount of years. The problem is the first generation, because we can literally say, because I grew up when the Nintendo was out, so that was the first console I had. You literally are growing up nostalgia and all these different feelings for this console system. And that's where it's hooking everybody, and that's where everybody is, they want to buy this console system. The problem is Nintendo is trying to make consoles into a wealthy person experience. It's too late for that because so many other things exist.
Yeah. Well, I will say
out of his mouth.
What?
You bought an ROG Ally because of what Switch 2 did.
Yeah, because it's just ROG Ally is just better in every way. The only thing is, I don't get access to Nintendo exclusives.
But who cares?
Legally.
but at the end of the day, truly, who cares?
It's like the same game over and over again.
Yeah, in a different way, just a different coat of paint. But here's my thing. This is the first console Nintendo did where they're ripping the age rating off on some games.
Like
wouldn't you say that's too late?
Wait, what games are they ripping off?
Dustborn is not a game that would have ever came on any Nintendo system.
That's something that.
It's a Souls game.
Duskborn.
Do you understand how violent Souls games are?
Oh, you're saying it's like the
rating.
The ghetto Bloodborne.
I said rating.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You said rated?
No, but that Mortal Kombat. It's
Mortal
not.
Kombat didn't have. We looked that up. Mortal Kombat's graphics was garbage. Mortal Kombat did not have blood.
Oh, okay.
No, you said for the violence wise, I would say the GameCube. GameCube had violent games.
Yeah, I mean, GameCube had Resident Evil.
No, not just Resident Evil. They had guys. They have Eternal Darkness, which mind effed everybody.
The important thing is Nintendo themselves aren't releasing it. Those are like third-party games.
Third-party games, yeah.
Like Nintendo's not gonna release a fucking mature game.
Nintendo is a Chinese developer. Japanese. Nintendo monitors games that comes on their systems.
Yeah.
And everything gets neutered in some type of way. Resident Evil for the Switch is literally a rail shooter. I have the two.
Oh, you mean for the Wii?
Call of Duty.
For a Wii, yeah.
Call of Duty is not the same Call of Duty that you would get on Xbox or on PlayStation. They change it. The age rating might say rated R or MA, but that's because it's violent or there's suggestive things, because I still get to go pew pew. Not because I can put it on Xbox or PlayStation and actually see the brains coming out your head. So again, they have FromSoft making them their first Souls game. Souls games are supposed to be violent. So that means that you're going to get your first violent game, viscerally violent game on the Switch 2. So they're changing everything. They're trying to loosen the band-aid because they're looking at how times are. But at the end of the day, the games that you put out, the price of your systems, everything, you did everything too late.
And I would say, and when you say about the price thing, I would say technically Sony started it before Nintendo, because remember what happened with the PS5 Pro? So
you don't have to buy it though.
But
yeah, you don't have to buy them.
The thing is, you have to buy the Switch 2 if you want to play Dustborn or you want to play
that's
new
true.
Nintendo games.
But like,
you have to buy it.
Again, it's a business practice that's kind of nefarious in my opinion, because again, you have options like the ROG Ally. They got I think the Lenovo Legion Dual or Red Magic 2 or whatever. You have all these other things that compete with it for the price, and we spoke about it when we was coming up. Nintendo always kept their consoles affordable so that they can overcharge you on accessories because they made everything separate. They are the Apple of video games. Now you have an expensive console, even more expensive accessories, and even more expensive games.
Just a quick note, even though they're affordable, it's because the hardware is cheap, but they still sell it at a profit.
The hardware is still cheap now.
It's true too, but they've always sold their profit. I've looked up. Nintendo, like PlayStation, Xbox, they sell at almost even.
It's not under, because I think the PS3 is the one that they sold for a loss.
Yeah, but Nintendo has never sold. Yeah, like they've always sold at a profit.
Yeah,
so that means their hardware is always cheap. They always have the cheapest hardware.
You know what's the sad part about it? Even with the price range and all that for Nintendo, you know what's the sad part? Out of Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony's, the freaking Nintendo Switch 2 is still the cheapest of the three.
But for what you get, not really.
But it's still the cheapest, because now freaking Microsoft raised it to $100. The PS5 at the time is $500. Now the PS5 Pro $700. It's over $400. I was like.
Well, I'm not even counting PS5. I'm not counting PS5.
But I kind of fighting the Pro, but what Microsoft doing, some people say it's not as bad as Nintendo. I say it is, to me, it's bad
because they've even said out their mouth that they were going to cloud gaming. So their consoles are irrelevant.
It's bad, but it's pointless.
Like, it's pointless.
It's bad, but no one gives a fuck.
Why have a console that you overcharge when you have Game Pass? That's the part that makes no sense.
And not only that, I say it's just as bad. It's not because of that reason, and it's also the fact that Phil Spencer said, "Oh, we're gonna stay in third place." Like, you already gave up, and you're gonna raise it. I'm like, why?
If they just focused on cloud gaming and Game Pass, they would be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. But they I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Like,
it makes no sense.
Just give up on the console. It's over.
Give up. give up the console wars between just leave it to
focus on cloud gaming, because cloud gaming you can get people like
that is the future.
People can play on piece of shit laptops.
Because most people don't care about being collectors of systems like I am and everything else. They're just like, oh, I got my library, I can just play the games right there on the go. The fact that they make it to where, because if I'm correct, they already increased the price of Xbox Live by I think like $3 or $5 or whatever else, and you still get to play every game that comes out on release for the most part.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
I think they're losing money on that show.
Yeah, of course.
It's too good of a deal.
Yeah. So what?
At the end of the day, I don't know the corporate greed. I'm like, Microsoft, that was just pointless. I'm like, that
you
was
lose not reputation, but like
you lose everything.
You lose everything.
You're losing all type of merit points.
It's not worth it.
So here's a segue, because I told Soul this. So you're looking at it right now. My baby, my PC went out. It went out 2 Wednesdays ago.
How long you had it?
Probably
4.5 years.
Oh, 4.5 years. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's.
But no, I mean technically it's about to be brand new again. But I'm not even worried about that. The biggest issue is that I have a PS4 and a PS5 that I was trying to play on. Signed into both of them, internet, everything. I knew I had a bunch of games. Well, technically, I have a bunch of games. But when I went on my PS4, the games that I have downloaded, I was just like, okay, I know I have digital games. I went on it. I can play the game. Okay, I went to a fighting game. Let me play online.
No, you can't.
I need PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
But yet and still, I can go online and buy a game. But I can't play the multiplayer because it's locked behind PlayStation Plus. So let me get this straight. I buy your system. I buy the games. But you want me to spend more money on PlayStation Plus just to play with people, meaning that it's purposely baked in. So again, whether it's the Nintendo Switch 2, whether it's Xbox, even Sony, why would I continue to buy games for your system when I'm forced to have PlayStation Plus just to play online when I can just go on a PC? Because I still have to pay for an internet connection. So why can't I'd rather sacrifice $200, build a PC that's better than the Switch or Xbox Series X, and be able to know that I pay for my online and I can just have fun with the games.
You know what? This just came to my head. Owning a PC is like buying a house, owning like a console, it feels like renting. like you're renting because you're constantly playing.
But there's a benefit to renting. There's certain things that the property managers have to replace inside your place. Ain't none of that happening.
There's no benefit. There's no benefit.
It's still on you. You know what? No. I would say owning a console is like having a condo.
I would say but technically, so there's a warranty. So if the motherboard goes bad, technically you could send it back to PlayStation and get
electronic warranty within a year.
But there's no warranty. Well, there might be a warranty on your PC, but
on parts that's within the year or 5 years.
Yeah.
PC parts have better warranties than consoles. Because the console is just based off of overall 1 year, and that's it.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's like there's no benefits.
There's no. It's like a condo. It's literally an apartment house, but all the negative benefits of a house with no land. That's literally the whole point of a house is I have land, I can do stuff, even though everything is manually and it's going to cost for me. A condo is I get apartments spacing, no land, all the negativity of a house because you still have to pay for everything. Mm-hmm. You might as well just be on the first floor. You better hope that hot water heater. All right, guys. So the last thing I was saying, hopefully it went through, but we just realized that this has been running a little bit too long. Hopefully you like all of our controversial takes and all of our good takes. Like, comment, subscribe, but definitely let us know what you thought about some of the stuff that we're saying. I will admit that I am the person that is being the negative Nancy when it comes down to stuff, but I will always give y'all reasons as to why. Microsoft, dumbest decisions, most useless decisions I've ever seen that's going on. The Switch 2 is still the most garbage thing that I can actually think of, because at the end of the day, if you have an Xbox Series X, technically it's a more powerful piece of hardware. If you got a PlayStation 5, it's still technically a more powerful piece of hardware. Unless you are just a Nintendo fan.
You really want to play that new Zelda game.
Yeah, that's the only reason why.
Or Dustborn.
Yeah, and guys, I have to say this. The pre-orders, we already knew that the console was going to, the pre-orders were going to sell out for two reasons. Because they're trying to bring this whole, if you have money, it's a rich person's experience. And let's not forget about scalpers, because those people that have those mining PCs has that AI set up to where, what's my limit? Try to get 5. Yeah. So who's to say that many people is getting it? But guys, do me a favor. No matter what type of gamer you are, and you can ask these two. As soon as you walk into my place, it's Nerd Central. I literally call my place this. Be wise with your gaming. Right now, it is not a good time to be a console fan. If you want to be a console fan, cool. I have my consoles because I want exclusives. But do you really want to be supporting a company that is just going to keep on bleeding you dry? That I have over 200 games on PlayStation Plus between PS4, PS5, whatever. I can't play no more. If I want to play online, I switched to PC. He switched to the ROG Ally. He was PC before I went PC.
The ROG Ally is literally like a second PC for me right now. I pretty much have 2 PCs.
Yeah. So guys, my biggest thing is regardless if you're a Nintendo fan or not, if you're going to do it for the exclusives, fine, do that. But do me a favor, if you got a PC, get it on. If it's something that comes on everything, get it on Steam. Try not to burn your money. And then wait, does Nintendo have a subscription?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they do.
Nintendo Online.
But is it forced like PlayStation?
Yeah, it's pretty forced. Well,
you don't have to have it for online though, right?
Yeah, you do. If you want to play like Mario Kart Online, you need to play.
If you need Mario Kart Online, yeah, but that's basically.
If you want to play online games, you're paying for Nintendo Plus. Or Nintendo, whatever you call it.
Yeah, Nintendo Online. I think
Online.
I think it's like $60 a year.
It's just like PlayStation Plus. They nickel and dime you.
Screw it. Just get a PC.
Yeah,
build a PC.
I was like, cause yeah, it's $60 a year, but I like Sony was like, how much is like 120, 150?
No. This is there's 60 for the base, but they even still have monthly. They still have monthly.
Who still have monthly?
PlayStation Plus.
Oh hell no!
You can do monthly. You can do 3 month. You can do the 6. I don't think they have the half a year anymore, but they do have the year.
Yeah.
And then they got tiers. And the most expensive tier was $180. I wonder if that exploded.
Nintendo only have monthly and yearly, but everybody's like, man, we're just gonna get the yearly $60 a year. You done with it?
It's not that bad, but
it's
still.
But okay, I want you to think about this now, because what you're saying is the exact same thing that I just went through. I literally went from being happy that I could still console game to being morbidly depressed because it's like, fuck Sony. I literally said that in my head. I was just like, I want my PC back. The backup one I'm using right now, I literally can't do no gaming on it, but it doesn't even matter. I invested $200 and about $20 between 2 components that's going to allow me to be able to play for another 7 years at higher qualities that I will not get from a PS5.
Yeah.
So Nintendo, the Switch 2 with whatever peripherals or whatever you're gonna get with your overpriced game, and now you're telling me if you want to play online, you now have to have a subscription, let alone a internet connection. No different than the PS5. So why? I mean, that $60 can go towards helping to build a PC.
Yeah. And you're really playing for $6 for nothing.
You're paying so that you could play with people online. Does that make any sense? Well, you know what? I didn't care when I was a console shield, but now that my eyes got open, it literally makes no sense.
It's like you buy the console and then they put a little gate for online. And like, hey, $60, please.
It's a gatekeeper. It's literally a gatekeeper. So, but guys, look, I keep talking about rambling or whatever else. Do me a favor. If anything, let us know how you feel about this episode. Is there anything that y'all liked? Is there anything that is controversial to y'all? Let us know. We'll definitely look at it and we'll get back to you. I'm always on YouTube. Power Trick is always, editing and uploading the videos in a good fashion and in a quick fashion. But if there's anything that you want us to talk about, or if there's anything that you want to discuss, definitely put it down. But you have any closing thoughts?
If you want a console on the go, get the ROG Ally or a Steam Deck. Don't get us Switch 2.
I thought I was bad. Okay. What about you, Patrick?
I guess that's nothing else to say. The only thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be watching Thunderbolts, and I'll let y'all know how it is.
I will be too.